What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We're talking UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Vettori. And as always, go down, make your picks on the card, all your bets in the comments. We want to hear it. We'll even say them on the recap. And these are your hosts. I'm Paul Pick a Win. I'm Contra, and I'm joined with.
Hey man, you already know it's your boy Kev flexing ass a boy, man. And boy, I'm actually looking forward to this card. I'm not gonna lie to you. I say that for a lot of cards. I think I just like to be against the norm, but like I'm really looking forward to this card. Why? You got my dog, Jared Cannonier, fighting going against the second one of the at least top five best tats in the UFC right now, in
Vettori.
The Italian Marvin Vettori. And like this fight is so close to me. This fight is so close to me. I just keep looking like everybody got Vittori, but I'm just looking like it could go either way. Like I don't know what you guys got going on.
The
Did y'all not see the
odds
last?
maker, the odds makers have it as a pick 'em. Vettori minus 110 and Cannonier minus 105. Like it's like a legit pick 'em if you
It
could.
didn't start like that though.
No, it didn't.
It 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 was like I seen it when I seen him. It was like 170 to like Vittori was minus 170 and Cannonier was plus 140, and I was like, huh, I would have put it a little closer, but all right.
Money coming in on Cannonier. And then our co-main event is like one of the hottest prospects at lightweight, Armin Tsarukyan, going against Joe Quinn Silva. Tsarukyan again, I think this is like back-to-back fights he's scheduled for where he's like a minus 1,000 favorite, just to show you like in context how big of a deal he is right now. And I mean, he's not even the only Armin. The fight before that is Armin Tsarukyan versus Christian Duncan. Christian Duncan 8-0. He's like a Liverpool prospect coming out right now. Former Cage Warriors middleweight champion, made his debut a couple of weeks ago, and in the debut he got a first round knockout in the UFC. So like he's looking real good for him. Going up against Armin Prozocian, who's 8-2. He's looked real good since the UFC. So I mean, like I was hating on this card. It is an Apex event, but I mean, it's not as bad as what some people are actually making it out to be.
I'm trying to hurry up and talk Armin Tsarukyan because I love me some Armin Tsarukyan. I always get him confused with Gamrot, and it's because he lost to Gamrot when I thought he would beat Gamrot. But that's a whole. But we're gonna get into that. Which fight you want to get into first, man?
The one that actually kind of catches my eye the most, just because I feel like he's one of the more slept on prospects and at a very weak division. Christian Duncan, 8-0, minus 150 against Armin Petrosian on the main card. This is the third fight before right before the main event. And Petrosian 8-2, his only loss since joining the UFC was to Chao Barallo, who we know is a very dangerous Brazilian right now in the division. But Christian Duncan 8-0, averages like 4.8 significant strikes per minute, 74% accuracy on his significant strikes. That boy's got dynamite in his hands. His UFC debut was on the Usman Edwards card in the UK, where he got to fight in front of his fans, and he got a first round knockout. Before that, it was already middleweight champ of Cage Warriors, coming off of two back-to-back knockouts in his when he won the belt and then defended the belt, knockout, and he led into the UFC with a first round knockout. So like he's only 8-0, so he was already a Cage Warrior champ within 6 fights of his career over there. So like no one's talking about him as a middleweight prospect that much. I really think he hasn't showed as much of his takedown and takedown defense, but he hasn't really had to. I think he's just one of the got a 79 fucking inch reach. And to put in perspective, the person he's fighting has 71, and he's considered and he's about the same. They're about the same height. So like Christian Duncan's gonna be a fun fighter coming out of Liverpool.
Dang, I've slept on Christian Duncan. I remember watching bro on the Usman card. I was just like, oh, white boy knocking shit out. But okay, I didn't know he was a truth like
27
that.
years old. Well, he's from Liverpool. I don't think he's white. Like he got a little brown in him. I don't know what
I'm
he's
thinking of
bald.
yeah. I'm looking at bro right now. He did beat. Yeah. I'm thinking of somebody else.
And then Armin Prozocian, like I mean, he's not like got a first round KO on Dana White Contender Series. Didn't beat RoboCop via split decision. Lost to Baralho. Got a win over Dobson in the Oliveira Makachev fight. So I mean, 3-1 in the UFC. Like this is gonna be a good. It's a pick'em. It's a very close odds, damn near a pick'em for a reason. But I think Kristen Duncan is one of the most slept on prospects right now, and more exciting prospects, especially at a very boring division in middleweight.
That's real now. I fuck with it. I gotta see what Bear talking about. He didn't caught my interest now.
And because I had to give y'all something before we get into the co-main event. I mean, Arman Tsarukyan minus 1100 for a fucking reason. It's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to talk about that for more than 30 seconds.
Now, Marvin Vettori is crazy when you look at because his fight against Gamrot was some of my favorite wrestling that I've seen in the MMA fight. The scrambles were fucking awesome. They were really doing their thing. And the thing about Arman Tsarukyan is like I think he won that fight against Gamrot, but that's an L on his record. And his only other L is against Islam. Bruh's beating Matt Favola, motherfucking.
And you can arguably say that he gave Islam the toughest test to date.
Yeah, definitely. Islam didn't even finish him. He won unanimously.
Yeah, and he took Islam down. He did shoot like 10 takedowns, but he got him down. Like there's no one else that can say that.
That's real shit now. That's real shit. And this is a real Dagestani warrior, our current lightweight champion. So yeah, Arman Tsarukyan is the truth. He needs to continue to grow. Do you know what his rank is right now?
I know he's in the top 15. I want to say he's probably at the 10 range or somewhere. I don't have it right in front of me. But no one, he's like, I won't say boogeyman, but like he's not a big name, and he's gonna be one of the toughest guys in the division. So not a lot of people are lining up to fight him because of that. You're not gonna sell out an arena against him, and you also maybe probably won't beat him. So like no one really wants to see this man right now.
Nah, real shit right now. And he's only gonna continue to go up in this division until you start seeing some names now. Boy, Benny getting old. It'll be a nice little like he got a chance to start running into some names soon.
And he's 26 years old. So like it's all in front. Like he's 26, and then the guy Kristen Duncan 27. Like we got two young maybe future stars on the card.
Hitters, straight hitters.
And then our main event is between, two real hitters, but just happens to be in a division with one of the most dominant champs ever.
So here's my question, right? Usually we don't do this, but I need to hear your pick first. Who was your pick? Don't explain why, but I just need to know who was your pick.
Between Vettori and Cannonier?
Yes.
It's Vettori.
See, but do you see how long it took you to think about that? Like, you had to really sit down, like, okay, this is going to be a close fight.
Yeah, it is going to be. I won't say, I don't know about, I think it'll be close. It's just, how much is Cannonier still here? He's 39 years old. That's my biggest, like, that's the thing that made me think. Is Cannonier still here? Or is Cannonier kind of like, he already has a foot out the door. He's okay with it. I don't think, that's what I had to think about. I do think he's still here, but even then, I think the younger 29-year-old Vettori is just kind of going to be a little too much.
I think Vettori's fucking huge, right? Vettori's is the fucking issue. Okay, he's huge and he can fucking body you and wrestle the fuck out of you. Like, it's crazy. But like, I thought it was even crazier that like I was watching the pros pick. There's I want to say it's something Lynch. Brad has the pros pick the main event, and everybody picked Vettori. Like it was like 13 to like 3, and like one of them was like Curtis Blades, and I was like, I don't know how valid that tick is. So I'm like, that's crazy. Nobody's seeing Cannonier do stuff, and maybe it's because I remember Vettori's last fight. He showed that he has a chin. He showed that he can't get finished easily. But he also showed that motherfucking he can take a lot of fucking punches. And Cannonier has power. I don't give a fuck if he doesn't finish Vettori. If you're getting fucking manhandled and beat on with that motherfucking with his power, none of that other shit matters.
And I think one of the reasons I'm leaning heavy Vettori here is Cannonier. I know he has good BJJ and he can crack, but I feel like we just watched Vettori fight a younger in his prime version of Cannonier and Roman Delazzi, where Roman Dolazzi can crack way harder than Cannonier, and he's I won't say as dangerous as Cannonier is that because Cannonier is dangerous on the ground, but he can still hold his own on the ground. And like Vettori, no, he didn't 30-27 him. That judge is wild, but he did 29-28 him. Very very much those 2 rounds he won. Like there's no doubt in your mind that he won those two out of those 3 rounds. And like Dolazzi was 27, 28, like in his prime, bigger than Cannonier is also. It was one of the few times we felt like someone could actually match up with Vittori's weight. And like I just think Vittori's if Israel Adesanya didn't exist, he's almost like the Curtis Blade of this division. He would probably be champion. Like he's just one wrestling motherfucker that's almost he just matches up well against everyone else, other than Whitaker. I forget about Whitaker. Whitaker's like that.
I was about to say, don't forget about Bobby.
Yeah, no, Whitaker
did
about fucking demolish him and make him look like a fool. And he even said after that, like when they asked him who's the hardest opponent he's ever fought, and he was like Whitaker. He just does everything way too high level. But I just think he's just in a bad year, but Vettori is just I think he's one of those really high level fighters that just happens that he'll never win championship. He'll just, not in this era. It's just not his time.
No, that's real. I think yeah, he definitely can't beat Whitaker. Definitely can't beat Izzy. He's tried twice though. But I don't know if he's gonna be as successful with the wrestling as a lot of people see, because we know he can wrestle like a motherfucker. But in those last 2 fights, I did not see much wrestling out of Vettori. I think that was probably in his game plan. I also don't think he wanted to stand and bang with them boys as long as he did. So I think if Whitaker, if Cannonier can just not show no signs of sluggishness, because I also think Cannonier lost to Sean Strickland. I think it was a close fight. Didn't go rewatch it. So like I couldn't tell you for sure, but I agree with Sean Strickland when he was snapping about his the decision. And then when Sean Strickland came back and won the main event for the next fucking fight night the next month, I was like, okay, I know I was tripping. But that's where it goes. So like I would want to pick Vettori, and I think the smart choice is to pick Vettori. But I'm gonna rock with Cannonier just because I want to be different. Because I feel like in a 5-round fight, and if Vettori's not going to get a finish, he hasn't gotten a finish since.
True.
Vettori's last finish was. I know somebody didn't just post Gunner in the group chat. I'm disgusted.
I will say Vettori.
He hasn't got a.
Vettori's almost like a Belil Muhammad. That's a better comparison for me. Just because, and you said it, he hasn't wrestled much in his last fight. One against Whitaker because Whitaker wouldn't allow it. And 2, Roman Dolazzi, he didn't shoot a single takedown against Dolazzi and outstruck him on the feet and was winning the boxing exchanges and the cardio, the pace, everything is going in his way. And that's what Belil Muhammad did against Sean Brady. Like it was like oh, everyone says I can't do this, well let me train that and let me show you like I can do that. So like I'm not saying he's gonna become a world beater now, but like he's kind of getting better. Like he's definitely sharpening the other tools in his toolbox right now, and that's why I just think it's bad against Cannonier. But I do like you going contrarian. If everyone's been talking down on my boy Cannonier,
he hasn't gotten a finish since 2020. I don't know how much that means. There's no such thing as MMA math. I just think for 5 rounds, especially if you're taking punishment, that shit's gonna wear down. And like Cannonier has that BJJ in his back pocket, but we'll see. Because like I think Vettori is the better pick. I'm gonna ride with Cannonier and see if he can shake a couple odds real quick.
Yeah, I mean, a plus 105. People definitely were betting him if he was a bigger underdog, and now he's not. Want to see Fight Day, who's actually the underdog and who's slightly favored. It might be a little different to come Fight Day with the way that trends are going. But one thing we will know though is Armin will be a favorite when it comes Fight Day.
I think once you see the face-off at the weigh-in, and there's like, and you see the size difference, Vettori's gonna stay the favorite. Like I feel like immediately the casuals are betting Vettori. They're like, no way, this big ass motherfucker loses to this dude. And I think it's even crazier because Cannonier used to be the heavyweight.
And for an Apex card, this isn't too bad, but I will say this does have a good chance where maybe we have a full main card of no finishes. Just with like you have the main event and co-main event are 2 wrestling ass motherfuckers, and those are supposed to be the stars of the show. And like I'm already thinking maybe that neither one gets a finish. So like we might have some. I like good wrestling, and I just like people that bring it. So I don't care if it's a finish or not, as long as it's good fights. But this could be one of the longer Apex cards of the year.
Hey, as a side note before we get up out of here, I low key love good wrestling, not just because of my wrestling background, but that's the only thing I can genuinely see. Like a lot of shit I have to go over. That's why I'm big on rewatching the fights because like I don't really be seeing the setups in real time. I be seeing the hits land, and then I be seeing like I don't see the amount of damage a lot of times that motherfuckers be taking because the hits be so fast. I just be seeing like unless somebody's like head goes all the way to the back of there and then they come back, I don't really notice. Or like they do a real big like stumble back. I can't tell the exact damage, but like I'm too worried about watching it hit. But when it comes to wrestling, oh, I see everything. I'm like, oh yeah, good duck under. Oh, good peek out, good sit out. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, reverse that, reverse that, reverse that. Oh, take it down. Hey, switch to a double leg, switch to a double leg. Yeah, yeah. Use the cage, use the cage, motherfucker. Like I be seeing all that, but that's it, man. This is gonna be a pretty good card. I'm fucking with it, dog. And I'm glad to see you speaking good on cards after how crazy you killed the last card. I was like, oh my gosh.
And if y'all haven't already, thank y'all for watching. But go check out our previous episode as well, the UFC 289 recap, Nunes and Aldana. But as always, thank y'all for watching. Again, comment down below. I'm gonna hand it off to my boy Kev.
And shout out that boy Dre Miley, the one-eyed dragon. I couldn't tell you his exact Instagram.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah, we go back and keep our interview. He's gonna be fighting, I think, next week in Knoxville, Tennessee, in the regional circle. So shout out my boy. Good luck to you, man. Stay blessed. And if you didn't know, this has been Totally Good Podcast, you bitch ass motherfucker. And we gonna keep coming at you, keep doing what we're doing, and keep giving you those previews, keep giving you the recaps, keep talking boxing, and you need to keep subscribing, keep on liking, and drop a motherfucking comment. But if you didn't know, we don't mind telling you one more time that I'm Kev Waterboy Boy. I'm in this bitch with Paul Pick'em Winham concert. And if you didn't know, you, and the motherfucking cat that you just got, your cat over there, is a bitch.